What's going on, lads, and welcome back to the channel for another video. And today we are going to be talking about development in the game, youth development, player development, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to be looking into it today and seeing what results we can get with it to kind of give you the best advice possible to maximize the most out of your players as humanly possible. We've started doing a lot more videos like this recently, and I think with the Black Friday sale coming up soon and a lot of people probably getting this game at Christmas, that's usually what happens, it makes sense for us to have more of these guide videos out there for some people that are picking up the game and want to play career mode, because after all, it's probably the most improved mode this year. So let's just get straight into this one by taking a look at something new in the game this year, and that is the fact that you are going to be able to choose your development rates for once. Now, I'm just going to go straight out there. We're not going to make a separate video on youth development. Do fast. I've done normal already in the Tottenham series and in a second personal save, and it's just normal just isn't quick enough for the youth players. You're never actually going to get to use them, and I think the fast development rate is definitely the way to go this year. God help anyone who's playing on slow. I feel like your youth players will never develop properly and you'll never be able to use them. So instantly off the bat, go fast with that one. Now with the senior development, I've only done normal. I'm not going to test slow because it makes no sense to me, but normal I actually feel like has worked pretty well, but we're going to try out fast today as well. So we're going to do two sims, one on normal, one on fast, and let's see how they play out and what kind of development we could get. Now, in order for us to test this, we've taken over at Accrington and we've just put some of the best wonder kids in the world on the team. So we've got Hato in there. I can't actually remember who I put in. We've got Sesko in there. Messi's still in there from a different video, so I do apologize about that. We're going to have to get rid of Messi. Can I release him here? I'm going to release Messi. I know that's really weird, but we need to release him to make sure that Sesko plays games. We've got Yamal in there, who should grow into the 90s naturally, but I want to see how quick they do it over the space of a season. I've added in Nusa, and I think that might be it. No, we've got Cabrasi in there as well. I'm going to put all of these on development plans, and then we're going to skip forward one season. I think I'm only going to do one season. I think we should be able to see the difference between quick and whatnot in one season. Now, I will say one thing. We're going to get poor development until I get some staff in. So your staff is actually pretty important for your development. We're just going to pick whatever is the shortest. That's what I always do with the development plans. And now that we have them all on a development plan, whatever suited them best in terms of the week, I'm going to go hire some staff because, again, staff is pretty important. It's quite frustrating how important staff is for development plans. And I can't even remember. When the hell do you hire your staff?
Many unbearable hours later.
And after looking for ages, it's in tactical preset. We're going to go ahead now and hire a load of staff. We're going to sim one season and let's see what results we can get. So after about 3 cups of tea and an age later, we have finally finished the sim. And it's safe to say for Accrington, it's not gone well. All right, lads, it's really not gone well for Accrington. As you can see, the board hate me. Where did they even finish in the league? 17th. With these players on the squad, it couldn't even save Accrington, boys. But let's see how well the player growth was on normal. Again, this is without dynamic potential. Dynamic potential doesn't take over on season number 1. So that's why I feel like the first season is a good reflection, because obviously afterwards, we will see a lot of change. But we have actually seen some change. Let me bring up my trusted notepad. So 75 Hato started at, and he's now 79. Now, I want you to bear in mind that these will be very quick growers. That's the way they're supposed to be. It probably didn't sound right saying it like that. These are going to be players that progress very quickly because they're some of the highest potential players in the game. Not every game is going to do that, and of course, there's dynamic potential. We might just sim one season on this one after to see how dynamic potential does with trying to catch up with fast. I'm expecting fast to be quick. Cabrasi wasn't as good. He went from 72 to 75. Now, the biggest issue that you're going to have here, I'm going to move my fat head out of the way. It's always been this way. Player development is dependent on these thumbs up, down at the bottom as well, and happiness and stuff. Now, the UI here is absolute trash and ass, but the more ticks you have, basically, the more they're going to progress. The more happy they are, the more they're going to progress. It is minute and it doesn't really matter that much, but it's something to look out for. It's something you want to be doing. And of course, what I like to do is at the end of every season or the start of every new season, change the development plan. You see, we have one here for Cabrasi that's going to be 8 weeks. Change it to that if all you care about is overall. If you care about training them for a specific reason because you want to improve those attributes, which is what I would recommend, then do, you know, whichever one you want. I would probably go for ball playing defender here because his passing's actually not bad. No, I wouldn't. I would probably stick at stopper. I'd want him to get a little bit quicker, and balance doesn't do it for me, so maybe I would actually go defender for his sprint speed. But anyway, that's by the by. Cabrasi didn't see that much growth, which is a shame because he's got really good potential in this game. Noosa went up to 76 from 71. So he actually had a decent bit of growth there. And then the last two, I'm expecting a high amount of growth. Yamal went up from 81 to 85. So not particularly as much as I thought, but I think his ceiling's 90 on the game. So when you think he's halfway there now after one season and him only being 18, the growth of 4 for Yamal is actually very good. And Sesko went up from, what was he, 79 to 84. So we're seeing that 5 for the better players is the top end of growth that you're going to get. And I actually think just from that first sim, just from watching this play out, that normal already seems probably like the correct rate for us to do it at. We are now going to see how quickly these players would grow on fast. I'm going to go put the kettle back on once again because this is going to take a while.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Here we go then at the end of another season, and the sim seems to have gone a little bit better. Now, I experimented this time around. Wow, we topped the league and the board aren't happy. We actually topped the league. There was a difference. This time round, I did keep Messi in the squad, but we're going to go take a quick look at the team then, and let's see the difference compared to the overalls that we got last time. So, okay. So, Hato, I've experimented. I'll show you why this could be. This is on the fast development. Hato is 79. He was 80 on normal. So, I mean, instantly off the bat, this doesn't make that much sense to me. Cabrasi hit 76 last time, and he's hit 75. So, again, I mean, this seems a little bit stupid. Noosa is exactly the same development on fast, but there may be a key reason for this. Okay, there may be an absolute key reason for this. And I'm just going to quickly look at the stats. No, they played the games. Okay. So Noosa did play the games that he was supposed to do, but now I'm expecting Yamal to have been better, and Yamal is better by 1. This is on fast, remember, though. So you expect fast development speed to be a lot quicker than normal, but we've only seen 1 extra for Yamal. I kept Messi this time, that's why we did so well, to be honest with you. And Sesko went up to 84. This is really weird. Sesko only hit 84, which is exactly the same. The only change we saw with Yamal, and that's just 1. So fast is actually not better. When we look at it, fast is not better, but there is one thing that is noticeably different, is what I did with the coaches. I only took attacking coaches. So I was expecting to get much quicker, to be honest with you, with Yamal and Sesko. And we didn't, but I was expecting to get a lot worse results with the defense, which we did because we were on fast and we still didn't get as much as on normal. So if there's one huge thing to take away from this, if I'm saying how should you manage your development, how should you control it, and how are you going to get the best if you're a smaller team like this and you have a smaller budget, spreading out your staff is going to be very key. But it's quite obvious that the staff actually has a huge, and I mean huge, impact on how good your development is. If you don't have the correct staff, your development is going to be nowhere near as good. You can do what I've suggested. So make sure your players are playing, make sure they're happy, and also make sure that you change development plans every season to fit the quickest development plan depending on what you're working on, but you're not going to get good results. You can do all of that till you're blue in the face. You're not going to get good results unless you have good staff. That is very interesting. The staff mechanic then that was introduced is probably going to be one of the key reasons. Obviously, you've got to combine that with all these other things, but it's going to be one of the key reasons why you see more progression. And a huge thing that we have learned, and that is that fast does not mean fast. We didn't get any quicker growth. There was nothing different by us using fast. For me, it was purely down to the coaches. This sim basically shows that fast is an absolute myth. I don't know if we'd have got similar results on slow. Now, there's one thing I will point out. Fast could mean what you're going to see with dynamic potential. And if we simmed one more season, this is very dependent on how players perform. We could see these players skyrocket because of the potential that you get, the God-given player potential that you just get by players performing well. The dynamic potential does mean that you can grow players that you wouldn't normally grow, which is cool, adds different storylines. Also means these players will grow even better as long as they're performing well and playing well the season before, then dynamic potential will kick in. But all in all, it doesn't matter. Choose fast, choose normal, whichever you think will be right for you. But as we've seen here, you're going to see no difference. You just need to focus a lot on the coaching in this year's game, and that will be the best way to get maximum results. I imagine if we were at a bigger club where I could have better coaches, we would have seen even more growth from these players. But yeah, I hope that helps you out with the youth development, not the youth development, with the player development, training, and how you want to go about it. Who knew? I'm absolutely shocked that the coaching means that much. But anyway, if you want more career mode content from me, you know what to do. Hit subscribe. We're very close to 10K. In fact, we could be at 10K when this comes out. And if we are, round of applause for me. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you watching. If you have any more information or tips on this down below, leave them. Let's try and give people as much feedback as possible in the community. That's going to be it for me. I'll see you for the next video.